How fast to Bruce Berry? John Rickard was speaking on BBC One's Country Farm programme yesterday morning.
This is going to deliver to farmers something they have dreamt of all their lives. It's going to allow...
Ramjet! Lovely day.
Well, that's the latest in high-tech phone technology. Works through the computer, incorporates a fax, and you can do conference calls on it.
And you must get so many of those. Bit pricey.
Lucky I got a big fat clientele.
Not today. 2 sickies already.
Got to knock the all-night gambling on the Ed Ranch.
Maybe I'd call it was my turn.
Not another new man.
Yes, man. Slave to his wife and his boss. And that was my old boss then. Is he still after your missus?
It's court number 2, about 10:30. There's a canteen. All right, take a seat.
I asked you not to wash them. Oh, I didn't. I just ate them.
Hey, my favourite client. And this was for your sister?
Daughter.
Never. Well, I can't say I'm glad to see you back here, but now that...
Hello. Sorry for the delay. Trouble parking. If you'd care to...
Yeah, that's right, Cole. I'll deal with these. I've dealt with Kim before, you see, so...
But they've signed with me.
Since when?
We went to your offices to see you, Des, but Mr. Fancy said you'd left, so...
Didn't you tell him I'd set up on my own?
They just felt safer sticking with the old firm. Shall we? The good news is that prosecution are willing to do a deal. They'll drop the charges against Joe if you change your not guilty plea to guilty.
What?
You were caught with the goods outside the shop, and Joe did stop once the alarm sounded.
She should be all right either way then, shouldn't she? And I'll just say I was tired, not concentrating.
A guilty plea always helps. We could work out a strong litigation.
But I got previous. I could get sent down.
It would more than likely be a fine.
And how am I supposed to pay that with 4 kids to feed? And I lose my cleaning job. And don't look at her. She's got enough with her modelling career. Beating you at golf. Never thought I'd see the day.
I could barely see the ball, let alone hit it. Good tactic, that, plying me with a drink the night before. Still, it was a good night. Thank Gordon for me. Morning, Vic.
Morning. What's on?
Oh, one extras to start with. Neville James. Just got out.
Watch him. He's a runner.
Well, you seem to have set quite a record. Less than 12 hours and back in a cell. Who got you into this?
I'm not grassing at my mates.
Did you meet these mates inside?
What if I did? Madman. It's probably a ritual, like. I reckon they do it to all the boys. I bet Skinny's the one who... I never said that.
You only plead guilty to allowing yourself to be carried in the stolen vehicle, yes? As for bail...
Stay with my auntie like planned.
You better give me a number.
Kate Moss is 5'7". I'm not far off that.
Right, my mistake.
I've had 3 London agencies nearly take me on, and I've got another meeting next week, so they don't think I'm too short to them.
All I can say is I got you off last time without resorting to a guilty plea, but as you're no longer my clients... I'm surprised you chanced it again, Kim.
Do you need to change for a drink?
That's Joe, is it? You're almost as lovely as your mother, you are.
What are you after?
Hello? Ah, Lola. The lovely Lola. Yeah, what? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Lola? Made a decision?
Ask her. She doesn't care if I get a record, does she?
Of course I care.
It was your idea to have me as a decoy.
Oh, and who are you doing it for? Were you planning to walk to London?
Really
It's not just you I gotta think about.
He's not normally allowed visitors, but
I'm doing my best.
in your case, they might make an exception.
Thank you.
It was your idea.
Good job we got friends in high places.
Don't you tell me to shut up.
No, then I suggest that you read the manual again from cover to cover, because the last thing my business needs, Lola, is client speak. Lola? Hello?
Up for a little agency job? Todd Taylor's in custody. His solicitor can't make it, and now he won't have anyone else but you.
Oh, sweet. Not struggling, he does?
No, well over my quota, thank you. Just not partial to defending psychos for a pittance.
And help me control my temper, which is Satan's way of keeping me his. Amen.
Found God, then?
He found me.
Well, it's as good a defense as any, I suppose.
I'm a changed man. I've got a vicar as a character witness.
Good. So you've changed your plea to guilty for the burglaries, which is wise in view of the evidence.
Oh, it's not because of the evidence. I want to atone for my sins because I've found God.
Yeah, of course. That's right. Well, you've served 3.5 weeks awaiting trial, and details of your conversion are here in full. So.
I could take you through it.
Well, I got clients waiting, so.
I knew I could rely on you. God be with you.
And you too.
You can tell our stinking bag of an Andy that I wouldn't want to steal it anyway. Stinks of cat's pee and gin, like her.
You sound angry, son. Just like me before I found God.
Joe Charles, to the charge of theft of a leather jacket, you have pleaded not guilty. Is that your intention again?
Yes.
Kim Charles, to the charge of theft of various items of clothing, namely 4 pairs of jeans, you have pleaded not guilty. Is that your intention again?
Yes.
Sit down, please.
Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, la 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 la. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. Do you know why that hymn speaks to me? Because I used to be alone. Being alone is the worst, loneliest thing you can be. And there is nowhere lonelier than a crowded place. When you walk through the snow.
Want to listen to Cliff Richard buy his Poxy CD? Nutter?
What you call me?
Rise above it, Todd.
Yeah. He doesn't know any better. Bless him.
I just wanted to get a better look of it in the light.
So the jacket wasn't concealed in any way?
No.
And when the alarm sounded, what did you do?
I stopped straight away.
Realizing your mistake. Thank you, Miss Charles. Nothing further.
Miss Cates?
Do you work, Miss Charles?
No, I'm keeping my time free for my modelling.
So you're on benefits?
Yeah, and family credit. I've got a 1-year-old.
Things can't be easy financially.
So I live with my mum. To save money.
Makes sense. If you are saving money, why were you looking at a £210 leather jacket?
Dunno. Just wanted to see if it suited me.
What size are you? Dress size? Because this jacket was a size 8. And from where I'm standing, you look at least a size 12.
I'm not.
Which leads me to believe that either you intended to steal the jacket and sell it on...
I plead guilty, all right? I stole the jeans. It was nothing to do with her. She didn't know.
Miss Charles, if you intend to change your plea...
As long as you drop the charges against Joe.
Are you telling us how to run this court?
No, but...
So very glad to hear it.
Your Worships, I'd like to request a short break while I discuss these new developments with my colleague.
And I will take new instructions from my client forthwith.
Excellent. Then maybe we can all work out what we're doing here today.
What stand?
Don't drop it. Don't make it easy for the prat.
Just because he got your partnership?
I've got a gorgeous temp. Aussie.
Funny name.
Tanned, long legs.
All the better to run away from you. Colin?
To the charge of driving whilst disqualified, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
To the charge of aggravated taking of a vehicle without the owner's consent, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
And finally, to the charge of allowing yourself to be carried in a stolen vehicle, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Sit down, Mr. James.
In view of the not guilty pleas, I request an adjournment.
The case will be adjourned till 1 week from today. Next issue is bail.
At 2 a.m. last night, police at Pembridge Station were alerted to the fact that a car, Toyota Celica, which had been reported stolen a few hours earlier, had been returned to their doorstep. Indeed, on stepping outside, the police found the damaged, stolen vehicle blocking their entrance. And the defendant, Neville James, semi-conscious and locked inside. Now, the defendant had only that afternoon been released from Bridge End Young Offenders Institute, where he'd served 4 months for car theft. Where do I begin in my objections to bail?
I'd like to thank your honourable worships for accepting this new guilty plea and for allowing the charges against my client's daughter to be dropped. My client is a single mother with 4 dependent children, one of whom is her grandchild. She has no man to support her. In all probability, she has given up all hope of this as she spends all her time cleaning and minding her children. Her life is effectively over, and worse, she is so poor that she has to scrabble in her purse for pennies. Is it any wonder, with all she suffers, that she looks so much older than her 37 years?
Excuse me?
I'd like to ask the bench for permission to confer.
Yes, you may, briefly.
I have received instructions from my client that she doesn't wish me to say anything further.
In that case, we'll retire.
No, I'd like him to speak for me instead.
It's a little late in the proceedings to switch firms. Perhaps you care to say something yourself?
All I want to say is, I'm a fighter, not a loser. And sometimes I have to go to extremes to make sure my kids get what they want.
There we are. 1, 2, 3. Hey, Colin, what do you think? Little gift for Ange. Sandra just picked up his baby photos.
Lovely. Oh, let me give you...
No, I wouldn't hear of it. You hardly know him.
She's shown us no respect. Morning's been a complete farce.
So?
£150 fine, £150 costs. What?
You could maybe take her financial position into account.
What do you suggest we do? Organise a whip round?
My client was the victim of a prank and is only refusing to name names out of fear. He celebrated getting out with the wrong people, and waking up in a police cell was shock enough to bring him to his senses.
Sleeping Beauty. Could you not distract the defendant?
If he is granted conditional bail, he will abide by a curfew, he will stay away from licensed premises, and report to the police station daily. I believe that my client will stick to these conditions, as he wishes to steer clear from whoever did this to him, as he can now see that they put his freedom at risk.
Thank you. We'll retire to consider this application.
Court rise.
Court rise.
Hey.
Nev.
Nev.
Do you mind? I need some time here.
Not at all. Nev. Wasn't me, it was him.
Wasn't?
What are you doing later then, darling?
Aerobics.
Well, it's the exercise you're after.
I have to give these up for starters.
Can't Joe help out?
It's time for the meetings in the closet.
Right, yeah. While you look after the baby.
It's her dream, Daz.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, do you really
And I'd rather see her out there trying than up to her eyes in dirty nappies.
If you're a model with that bum, darling, then I'm Brad Pitt.
Take no notice.
I'm on the strictest diet ever.
Well, that should save on the household budget.
You're beautiful. Any day now, you'll be snapped up and we'll all be laughing.
I wanted to apologize. I didn't mean to offend.
Where did you say your new business was, Des?
Hopefully you won't need it.
Right.
Come on, Lev.
Oh, and for the record, you don't look a day over 29.
Yeah.
Mum, can we still go to London?
We'll see.
Hot Taylor won't be seen till 2. It's delayed till after lunch. Better go and tell him, I suppose.
I could come with you.
All right. Hey, look, a bit lost, Col.
Ignore me. World of my own.
I can wait. So long as you're there to get me off.
Told you got 48 previous, 10 of which are GBH. You're up for 2 burglaries, confessed to 3 more. I mean, I'm no miracle worker. Sorry, that wasn't it.
So what are you saying?
Well, let's just hope they deal with it here. A couple of 6-month stretches running concurrently, you'll be out before you know it.
It's not so bad. But I'm not the man who did those things. So why should I serve his sentence?
God's not going to get you off, all right?
You're not helping yourself, Todd.
Oh, shut your stupid, sanctimonious face!
He needs more time. And I can't, as a man of God, stand up in the court of law today and say hand on heart that he's a changed man. In view of his violent past, I feel he would be irresponsible.
As a man of God, I trust you'll want to tell him this yourself. Because it's not great news.
Yeah, well, I wondered maybe if you could.
Aye, aye.
Thank you.
After lunch.
Good right.
Mr. James, this court has decided to grant you conditional bail.
Woohoo! Thanks for Neville! Right, I'm asking you to leave this courtroom now. I'm going. See you outside.
I trust your client will stick to these conditions, Mr. Singh.
Which one?
Oh, don't ask me. Seen one baby, seen them all.
That one. At least Ranjit's got his eyes open.
Hey, do you mind?
Oh.
What's this?
Lola called to say the phone keeps.
Keeps what?
That's all she said. The phone keeps. Then we got cut off.
Long legs, short concentration span.
Thing is, he looked out for me inside.
And he'll be back in there before you know it, and he would love to have you with him as his playmate. Is that what you want?
No. No, it's just...
So stay away from him.
Thing is, he's waiting for me, innit?
I'll try and sort it.
Yeah, I'm ringing on your mobile low because you seem to know how to answer that. Yeah, what you got? Oh, yeah, he's a very good client. Yeah, I'll call you back. On your mobile, yes. Carl?
Yes?
I got an old regular of mine in Cardiff, Nick. He's just been arrested and, that's okay.
Go on.
Well, there's this agency job down in the cells. He's up for burglary charges. I mean, I know it's pennies.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, you're self-employed. Can't be easy.
Oh, cheers, mate. Could you just explain that I had to dash off?
Fine. Glad to help.
Oh, and could you tell him that his character witness had to go?
Will that be a problem?
I shouldn't think so.
I'm not doing nothing, man. I've got to keep going, so I've got a weak bladder.
You want us to search you? On your way, go on.
I'm waiting for someone.
Nev's gone home a while back.
All right. Oh, Des. These pervs want to feel me up.
So how long you been out then?
I can't remember.
Yeah, don't lose it. You might need it.
Thanks,
Come on.
sir.
I'm glad my kids aren't growing up in the city, but village life is so dull. Everything dies at 11. And now my husband's befriended all these frumpy mums who sit in my kitchen and... Sorry. I normally bang on at Hugh about all this.
Well, no wonder he eats out.
Look at you. Happy with your lot.
I'm 28, partner in a local firm. We're on the road to becoming my dad.
If you don't like it, Sandra chose it.
That's gorgeous. Thanks.
She's mad, Auntie Jane. She must have been. She only wanted to have me. Got these mad cats. Bit of an alky, like.
She'll come round.
Starving.
I got some stuff left.
Skint, though.
Both of them.
I know it's not ideal.
It's a test, isn't it? To see if I'll crack.
No.
Mr. Taylor! Why don't we...
why don't we just sit down and go through your defense? I mean, your guilty pleas are a good thing, considering your previous convictions.
It was good when I had a man of God to vouch for me. Now he's gonna go upstairs. And if it does, and I stand to go down for years, which I will, then I may as well be the old me. And if I'm the old me, I may as well get someone to break your neck. Because that's what the old me does.
And I suggest that we try our best to find some other mitigating circumstances. And in respect of my client's reputation for violence, might I stress that his last violent crime was committed well over a year ago, and only occurred because he was scared by the house owner of the house he was burgling, who was very large. My client doesn't steal for personal gain, but to provide for his family. Yes, he feels distance from them, as they have injunctions out against him, but still he wants to help them. He is a converted Christian, and there was a vicar here who believed in him, but he was called away on urgent business. And going back to my client's childhood.
And if you dry up after, I might do you dessert.
Oh, cheers.
An out tea?
I don't say. Hello? Hello? I'm at the B&B, see? Yeah? Yeah, of course I'm sure. I know where I am, don't I?
You look just like my mate Nev. Right? Been on a bit of a wild goose chase, a slot. Protecting him, are they? Ah, poor little Nev. Gotta keep him away from us nasty bad boys, is it?
Oh, right, cool it, boys, or I'll call security.
You know what he says. So, you coming out to play?
Stand, please, Mr. Taylor. This bench has thought long and hard about whether or not it has the power to sentence you today, on account of the serious nature of your crimes, your previous convictions, and your evident inability to reform. After much deliberation, and having taken into account your guilty pleas, we have decided to issue 2 maximum sentences of 6 months, which you will serve concurrently in Swansea Prison. Take him down.
Court rise.
God bless you, Mr. Francis.
You all right, Carl? Carl?
Yeah, just, I'm fine.
You ready?
Yeah, do with the pint.
We're going to ask him.
Right now.
Tidy.
Lift.
All of us.